Hello everyone and welcome to SOS Wrestling and to episode number 3 of the Academy series. Sorry if I sound a little off or, basically that this episode's coming out a bit later in the week. Well, for one, I have terrible allergies right now, and two, it's just been kind of a stressful week. Lots of stuff, not a lot of time. So, sorry about that, my apologies. Hopefully, you don't hold it too much against me, but we'll go ahead and jump right into this episode. Wrestler of the Year was Kazuchika Okada. Company was New Japan. Team was Kenny and Nick Jackson. Match of the Year was from WWE Survivor Series, where Roman Reigns defeated Matt Hardy. Show of the Year was the New Japan G1 Climax. Young Wrestler was Dragon Lee 2. Veteran was Matt Hardy. Female was Rebecca Knox. Most Improved was WXW Westside Extreme Wrestling. Independent was Nicho El Millonario. Maybe that's how you say it. Well, who cares? I'm too sick to pronounce things correctly. The Manager of the Year was Paul Heyman. Announcer was Tanzan Inahara. Color commentator was Leobardo Magadan. Referee was Derek Moore. And, that ends up the awards. Unfortunately, not able to get anyone. But, I was expecting another slow year. I think this year might be the first one anyone gets signed. If we keep progressing like we are, the whole class in general, then I think we'll do just fine next year. But we'll see if anyone did get signed this year. Just eyeballing it, I don't think anyone did. But Tiger Dream, Alex Reynolds, Jacob Wolff, French Sensation, Dragon Fist, and Jacob Wolff all have new areas. Two-Face is now rated as flabby, so that's interesting. And that seems to be it for things that pertain to us. But we'll go ahead and move on to the matches, see how we did. Alex Reynolds, as far as his stats, seems to have slowed down in improving, but I'm sure that'll change eventually. Once he actually gets a contract. And he's getting a pretty good amount of matches. 4 wins, 1 loss, 19 average rating, 23 highest rating, which was against Lee Hunter. And he was also on a cancer charity show, and he defeated H.T. Drake. So pretty good year for him. Brogan Bennett has improved quite a lot. Haven't looked at her stats in a while, so I don't really know. Athleticism, power, and charisma, and sex appeal seem to have gone down a little bit. But other than that, I think she's doing pretty good. At least she's not going down, so that's all you can really ask for. And she'll definitely get a shot at a contract in the future sometime, as probably most of us will, if not all of us. 1 win, 2 losses, average rating 20, highest rating 23, which was against Bennett, Evans, Maria Manic, and Mecca. I guess she's Bennett, but Maria Manic, that's a pretty good picture for someone who I have no idea who they are. So good for her. And it seems like Mecca and Bennett were also tag teaming. So it looks like the American Women's Independent do not have very much variation in their roster, because she seems to have faced off and tag teamed with the same people. But 1 win, 2 losses, not too bad. I'm sure she wouldn't be too mad at that. Dragon Fist, his safety's up to 71. That's something to look at. So he will definitely not be injuring anyone anytime soon. 22 years old. I guess they're all 22, but we'll take a look at his popularity. None. Makes sense, because he hasn't been signed yet. And still no matches. What's up, Dragon Fist? I guess he did have one last year and the year before, but no matches this year. That's unfortunate. I do think he's going to be signed eventually, because his basics are up to 30, So that's not like the worst thing in the world. He's not going to be setting the world on fire anytime soon. Basics, I've come to see, are the most important stat, in my opinion. Sorry, I think Chaotic Charizard, for not being able to change that for you, because you did request. But, yeah, sorry about that. But I'm sure you'll be fine. As far as you're, progressing, you'll be up to 40 probably within a couple years, and then up to 60 within a few more. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Frank Youngblood, he is improving a little bit, I would say. His safety's up, so his consistency's also up. So he's definitely doing good at stats. His matches, I'm expecting quite a few. Yep, 3 wins, 1 draw, 4 losses, highest rating 26, average rating 19. That's a pretty good record and pretty good stats for him. Obviously, everything was on the European independence, and a pretty good year for Frank Youngblood. Moving on to the French sensation, and he has not improved much, if any. But, that does happen, but as soon as you get signed, you will improve. We've seen that with Levy Payne, we've seen that with, who's the other one, Jay Skies, and it's not like he's putting on bad matches, an 18 rating there. Losing to Mike Martson. I think that's how you say it. So 0 wins, 0 draws, 1 loss, and he got an 18 in that loss. So as far as his stats go, since he is at basics, I do expect him to get signed eventually. And whenever that does happen, I do think his stats will improve greatly. Now moving on to Jacob Wolff, who has improved quite a bit. Or has improved quite a bit, at least from the first year. I don't know about the second year, because I can't remember, but no matches for the 3rd year in a row. That's kind of weird. I do think it's the basics. I think the basics is really the thing that gets you booked. That's a constant we've been seeing. So, for anyone who's trying to make a character in the future, basics should definitely be one of your first 6. If you, want to get booked early. Because I don't know how much it plays into the end game, but if you want to get booked early, definitely go with basics. Junior Scorpio improved. He's improved very well, if I do say so myself. And I'm sure that's partially because of how many matches he has. I guess he's only at a 36, so I guess another hint, be a European. Because I pronounced that weird, a European. Okay. Well, 2 wins, 1 draw, 4 losses, highest rating 21, average rating 18. And yeah, his 21 was against H.C. Anderson. But yeah, so basically, any tips for anyone out there who's wanting to do something like this, or just, creating a character now? Basics and Europe. Those are the 2 things that are probably high on your bucket list if you want to get booked early. Sam Barron, he's improved pretty well. Not expecting too many matches because, again, we got that basics pretty low. And we will see 0 wins, 0 draws, 2 losses, losing to Jervis Cottonbelly, actually, and then a tag match. Highest rating 17, lowest rating 13, which obviously averages out to 15. So, I guess not too bad of a year. He's definitely improved, and that's really what matters. So, moving on to Tiger Dream, who I wouldn't say she hasn't improved. Well, maybe a little bit. She seems to actually be going down, which is not very fun. So, that's a shame. We will see if she got any matches. But I'm not too optimistic. Alright, she got a match. Only got an 8. So that's something. She did lose against Dash Chisako. Chisako. Chisako? No, it's just Chisako, I guess. No idea who that is, but at least she got a match. That's all. That's the only upside there really is to this one. Moving on to Two-Face. he's doing pretty good for himself. Probably expecting quite a few matches, because he is in Canada, and I'm sure there's not too many workers in Canada, and he has high basics. So we will see. Yep, 3 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses, highest rating 23, average rating 16, and it seems like he's a constant on those on the Fighting Back Wrestling with Cancer shows. So that's interesting. He did lose to Jim Nye, who I have seen before. I think his gimmick is like a science teacher. So Two-Face lost to a science teacher, so he might have had a pretty good year, but he lost to a science teacher, so that kind of gives a representation of where his push is at, I would say. And then last, but certainly not least, Walter Wall, who might have the best ratings of anyone right now. Although his basics are still at 34, so that might play into it. But I'm sure being in the British Isles instead of America doesn't hurt. And yeah, 3 wins, 1 draw, 0 losses. He tied in a tag match, so he won every singles match that he had. His highest rating was a 27, average rating being a 23. And actually lower than last year for his highest rating. So, a bit of an off year as far as the ratings go. I don't want to say off year, he still did very good. But as far as his record goes, the best year by far. Or best year so far, I should say. And we'll see if he has any popularity. Southern England 6. So he has a bit of a name, or a bit of notoriety in Southern England. And actually, I want to see how everyone else is faring. See if anyone else actually has... That's weird. Walter Wall is the only person with popularity. I don't know how that happened. Maybe I might have messed up, but I don't think I would do that. So, I mean, it's only 6, granted, so it's not like it's game-changing. But that's an interesting little tidbit. And you can tell I'm sick because I said tidbit, which is an interesting word. Alright, we'll look at WWE's titles. Roderick Strong is Cruiserweight. Intercontinental is Big E. Raw Tag Team is Cesaro and Sheamus. Raw Women's is Sage Beckett. SmackDown is The Club. SmackDown Women's is Carmella. United States is Mike Kanellis. Universal is Bray Wyatt. And Roman Reigns is still World Heavyweight Champion. And actually, let's take a look at NXT. I don't think we did that last time. Alright, Mae Young Classic winner, Peyton Royce and Nikki Cross. Dusty Rhodes Classic, the last winner was Lance Bravado and Christian Faith. Interesting name. And Gringo Loco is the current NXT champion. So, that's an interesting thing that happened. Cameron Cade was champion. What is NXT's roster looking like? Jesus. I guess everyone got called up. Okay. Odinson and ACH are NXT Tag Team Champions. And Ember Moon is women's. Poor Ember Moon. She's going to be down there forever, isn't she? That sucks, because she was really good on the indies. Athena, look her up. She's great. I love her. Her and her husband, Matthew, or I guess fiance, Matthew Palmer. Great. Love them both. And yeah, let's take a look at their roster, actually. Real quick. Huge roster. Well, I guess not huge, but sizable. They still have the Velveteen Dream. Anyone new notable? They have Rob Van Dam. They have Mahabali Shera. They got Jake Christ, who is, by the way, probably my new favorite wrestler. If you haven't seen his stuff in Impact, do it. Look at it. It is amazing. He is white Shinsuke Nakamura, who I would say is a little bit faster paced. Although I haven't seen a lot of Shinsuke's stuff, so I couldn't really compare them too much. But his kicks are devastating. Like, they look so good. And his brother Dave isn't too shabby either, so I would definitely check them out if you haven't already. Goldust is in NXT. I guess that makes sense. And Brendan Williams still there. Oh, Barrett Brown's there, so that's interesting. I've seen him before, live. And yeah, that's going to go ahead and probably end off this episode. I would look at Ring of Honor and New Japan, but we just looked at those. and I don't want this video to be too long, and I don't want to talk for too long because then my voice is going to die, and I kind of need to take another allergy pill. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you did like the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.